Hey, what's up guys, this is Master Leaf here, back with another Kane's Wrath video commentary. Today we have Antidote, also known as Somnambulist, playing as the green random, and Dynamo playing as the orange nod, but he could have been playing random as well since he submitted the replay. Anyways, we have Dynamo down here, playing as the nod, and let's see what Somnambulist got. I'm just going to call him Somnambulist because everyone knows him by that nickname. So it looks like he has drawn a Nod faction as well. Let's just hover over the portrait here. Tells us it trains Nod infantry, so we can assume that it trains that it's a Nod. It's actually vanilla Nod. So it's going to be a vanilla Nod mirror on decision. Should be fairly interesting. Both sides probably not going to take the risk going for their spikes as they're up against random. It could be Scrin or it could be Nod. You never know. Shadow teams are quite a big threat. They take out those spikes and then go for the power plants, you're in big trouble. But anyways, it looks like Somnambulist decided to go for both of his engineers as well as Dynamo, I think. No, did he? Yeah, both of them went for both of their spikes, so that's interesting. They're willing to take risks there. It did pay off for them. Now, funnily enough, this replay was called Last Replay. I mean, you can't get much more generic than that, guys. Come on. Try and be a bit more creative in the future. Because it's just, you know, just a bloody nightmare finding the damn thing in the replay folder. Anyways, rant over. We have Dynamo going for bikes and possibly another refinery. Can't see what else it could be unless he's planning something crazy like a dual War Factory bike buggy spam all in, but it wouldn't be such a great game otherwise. This game, speaking of which, has quite a lot of wubs. The players aren't so well known as the other pros. I say pros, but you know what I mean. But again, it's all about the games, it's not about the players. The game is what counts. And as you can see, this bike's going to get chased down. It is on heavy damage mode. It might be able to get chased down by this Raider Buggy, but the Raider Buggy also having the same issues there. But it looks like the bikes of Dynamo were able to go into Somnambulist's base, and this harvester may get destroyed. There is nothing to really stop this harvester from going down. And unfortunately, he wasn't able to defend that there. Destroys a bike, but the harvester is all he needs to get, and Dynamo quickly making a retreat there. There's nothing much else he can hope to accomplish. Somnambulist, by the way, taking out a bike, that's nice work. So he was able to take out 2 of those bikes, which was good. That will put Dynamo ahead. Just spin the camera around here so I can see how many harvesters he's got. He's got 4 harvesters. Somnambulist, he has got 3 harvesters, so that rush paid off for him there because he also forced the counter, which was attack bikes. Somnambulist immediately going to retaliate against that. But Dynamo too good for it, going for the rocket spam, and the rockets are pretty good against bikes. Don't really underestimate those rockets. I mean, one volley from those and your bike is pretty much GG. Instead, he's opting to go for the tip spike. Questionable, he could put on some pressure here, but though Dynamo has responded with some bikes, he could go up there and defend his tip spike. His tip spike is quite low on health now. He may not be able to save it. It is going to be close, but yeah, his bikes do come in at the right time and save that tip spike. That's nice work there. Somnambulist, meanwhile, he is on 6 harvesters. Probably going to go for his 7th harvester to get that ideal ratio of 7 and 3. Dynamo, speaking of which, has got 7 harvesters by the look of things here. He has indeed. And also a an operations center. Will he be going for his tech center or possibly for Scorpion spam? Scorp spam wouldn't be a bad idea if you're ahead. But I could be wrong because, you know, I never played this map. Spike again, going to take some damage. I wonder if Dynamo is going to repair that spike there to ensure that it survives. And that's a good idea because repairing spikes in Kane's Wrath doesn't cost you that much money. It's only $4 a second. I concluded after a test that I'd done, it is $4 a second. plus it brings in 10 credits a second, so yeah, there's really no reason why you shouldn't repair your spike. You'll still get $6 profit every second, and you want to try and keep a hold of them for as long as possible, because the credits do accumulate over a rather long period of time. Especially when there's no Tiberium left, those spikes play the most important role. Those spikes, by the way, were just decoys. Probably a decoy army cast on these ones here, but those are definitely real, and he will, Summon the Bullist is able to take out one of those bikes there. So bike buggy by both players. I think both have the same thing in mind. They're both mirroring each other at the moment, going for tier 3. What's this? Beam cannons. That's kind of weird. I was about to say obvious, but then I thought to myself, well, it's not kind of obvious on this map. I think what he's going to do is equip this avatar with 2 lasers. Oh, that's so cool there. If you didn't know, if more than one avatar can actually commandeer a single beam cannon, just reverse in and out of the beam, the avatar, and those avatars will just bug up and take or equip the one beam cannon. So you get good bang for your buck there. Anyway, Summon the Bullist, he's got some bikes. He needs to go for some tech. Oh, he's going for 1-clicks. So 1-clicks by Summon the Bullist, and will Summon the Bullist follow this up with his own 1-click? And there it goes. Will he get this refinery here? Bam! 3 harvesters. That has got to hurt. There is a stealth tank here. He could intercept this beacon, which is definitely going to be a Tim Vapor Bomb. He needs to stop that. Is it going to reach its destination? It does. Oh, that's got to hurt. Taking out an upgraded power plant and severely damaging that operation center. Summon the Bullist, by the look of things, has harvested less Tiberium than Dynamo. Dynamo got these really, really badass avatars equipped with the dual beams. He could probably cloak them and maybe equip a flamethrower. That would be pretty cool. Just deny this expansion totally. Those bikes have nothing on these avatar walkers, especially when upgraded, because they just shoot so fast. Their rate of fire is ridiculous. Damage is pretty much doubled. Dynamo has a hunch that the stealth tank's going to be flanking him. He must have saw them with that Tib Vapor Bomb, and he's going to try and intercept those with his bikes. His bikes are just chilling there. Probably isn't aware of the exact location of those stealth tanks, but we'll soon see what he'll do there. So it looks like hydraulic. Summon the Bullist has gone with Tib Core bikes, which is a good counter, especially as you're up against a lot of normal bikes and avatars. Avatars are going to try and destroy this MCV, although they will be forced to retreat with this Obelisk of Light. If he had an avatar with flamethrower on there, then he would have been able to take down that Obelisk, no worries, but that isn't the case here. Powering down that refinery so he can get his power plant back up, using the silo to shield his Obelisk of Light. That's a nice trick. Dynamo, he has expanded. Summon the Bullist has expanded. Stealth tank coming in for Summon the Bullist. Targeting the infantry before the bikes wasn't really good. It cost him a stealth tank there, but they're easily going to get locked down by Dynamo. Dynamo easily being able to handle those stealth tanks. Not so good on Summon the Bullist's behalf, because he lost those stealth tanks. So Summon the Bullist, I wonder if he'll be going for a Redeemer. He needs that meat shield out to destroy those avatars and make some kind of push into Dynamo's base. Dynamo, speaking of him, he has got a good economy set up here. He is well established. 4 harvesters. He could probably transfer some more over there, although he probably doesn't have much more. He's only got 2 harvesters on this field, so altogether he's got... Actually, no, here's some harvesters coming now, so he'll get a pretty good ratio there. Spectre Artillery is out for Summon the Bullist. He could immediately start shelling this base here, although he's probably pretty worried of these avatars. I would be too, especially if they're cloaked. That would be insane. Both sides have Tib Core, and oh no, easily taken out those bikes there. Just mutual destruction, really. This is a mistake by Summon the Bullist, going straight into those rocket squads. Ooh, that's got to hurt. And more bikes are being pinned down. The Redeemer is coming out for Som the Bullist. The Secret Shrine goes up for Dynamo. Dynamo could definitely implement that there and build a what do you call these things? The things that cloak your base. Disruption Tower, yeah. He could build one of those. Stealth all of his, tech. Keep it a secret, keep it hidden. But the Spectres of Som the Bullist are just going to completely dominate Dynamo Spectres, which have already chosen a target, not the right one unfortunately, and bam, gets a Spectre. But Som the Bullist also got one of his Spectres as well, so that's nice work there, exchanging fire. And it traded equally for both players. 2 obelisks here. He wants to try and keep those alive because those are really the only things keeping these avatars at bay. This Disruption Tower does go up. 3 Spectres, he could split them out and just shell this obelisk here. He probably doesn't know about the obelisk anymore because it's stealthed. Quite a pain in the ass actually, dealing with this here. I don't know, maybe a Venom would be the best option here because he has no AA and he could probably spot this obelisk if he were just to camp with a Venom there. I'm not even sure if a SAM turret could take out that Venom. Rage Generator goes off. That will force the obelisk to shoot his own Redeemer, but luckily there, the obelisks just missed the Redeemer, and the Redeemer does barely manage to escape. Things getting a bit more tense here. The Secret Shrine is up for Som the Bullist using that support power. Oh, that is really close there. Will he save this Redeemer? This Redeemer's still getting shelled. He wants to try and micro that as best as he can, and he barely manages to save that Redeemer. What's happening here? Bikes, and more bikes flanking around here. But these are the rockets of... Are they Som the Bullists? It's hard to really tell because they've got that green infusion upgrade. Kind of camouflages them. Beacon. This will be the Tib Vapor Bomb, and it will easily take out that Redeemer Engineer facility. That Redeemer will have nothing except the Saboteur inside of it to repair itself. But Dynamo has to watch out for his own Redeemer, which is getting shelled by these Spectres. And more Spectres out for our Som the Bullist here. Still not harvested his Tiberium field, which is unusual. He needs to probably get another refinery up there, although it's probably not going to warrant another refinery given there isn't much Tib there. Both players should definitely focus on expanding to the top soon. And all these Redeemers are almost identical in hit points, both of them barely making it out alive. And this is quite an insane battle going on here. Don't usually see games like this on Decision often, where both sides are just shelling each other constantly with Spectres. It all comes down to the positioning, although it's difficult to position when you can't really see your opponent's base and his units, so you've got to kind of guess sometimes. But the general rule of thumb is you split your Spectres up, so the enemy Spectres can't really area of effect all of them because they're split out. So he's going to have to focus these Spectres down one at a time, which isn't really what Dynamo would want to do. Som the Bullist, though, able to take out both of the refineries here, but Dynamo has already expanded to this field, and if he is allowed to secure that, that will most likely win him the game. Som the Bullist got a full health Redeemer. Dynamo got a full health Redeemer. No veterancies on either player's epic unit. And this Redeemer will go stealth now, so what's happening here? Tib core bikes that will easily defend off against any potential harassment raids. MCV coming in for Som the Bullist, so Som the Bullist, he has to go in there immediately and try and take out as much harvesters as possible. But Dynamo, he sees this MCV coming, and Som the Bullist immediately unpacks it, casts a laser fence on it just to give it some extra armor. The Redeemer Engineer facility is here. You could probably move this Redeemer slightly closer to get some repairs there. What is Som the Bullist doing? Oh, where did he get all these Raider buggies and attack bikes? So many attack bikes and Raider buggies. Will he be able to take out all the bikes? All the bikes going down. Obelisk of Light comes up, but that's not going to be enough against so much raider buggies and attack bikes, and bam, that's the most effective use of the catalyst missile I've ever seen. Look at that, 4 harvesters in total being destroyed, even taking out the refinery. That is absolutely crippling. That must have been almost all of Dynamo's harvesters, and that is such a pain to see. And ouch, that has really got to hurt him. Som the Bullist now, he could move in and take over this Tiberium field, but there is a single obelisk there guarding his path into victory there. He could easily take the obelisk out if he had some beam cannons of his own, but it's kind of a large investment, especially when there's no Tiberium to harvest. You want to go for the more cost-effective units. But I'd really say that beam cannons are probably the best for taking out structures, especially since they're artillery units as well. If you've got a couple of them, then you can easily take out a base. No bother. This raider buggy trying to shoot down this bike, but not really going to work against a typical bike. It looks like the Redeemer of... was that... what? Did his Redeemer go down? Oh, you can't be serious. Anyways, looks like Som the Bullist has lost his Redeemer and has already got another one here. I was too preoccupied with that battle going on in the north. Just in such a catastrophic catalyst missile that. And an obelisk goes down. He loses this Redeemer. This Redeemer is being detected by the Obelisk of Light. And so much damage being inflicted on that Redeemer. Will he be going for an attack bike? Attack bike is there to detect it. And bam, it goes down. So now Som the Bullist has an epic unit and Dynamo does not. Dynamo, his only advantage here is his MCB is closer to the Tiberium field. But Som the Bullist has a Redeemer, and as long as he uses that Redeemer wisely, he should be able to win this game. Dual beam avatar there. If he got some raider buggies out, that wouldn't be a bad idea. There is a disruption tower here. He could use that to his advantage and make a raider buggy. This Redeemer not shooting the Redeemer engine facility. He has to move this avatar out because it will get crushed. Oh no, that's really bad there. He needed to keep that alive. And there we go, the disruption tower is going down. Somehow the Redeemer detecting that facility in the first place. He must have, I don't know, really. Dynamo got some bikes up here. He has secured this field. The MCB looks like it was sold. Wasn't able to plant an obelisk there. Would have easily been able to defend off against those attack bikes. Militant squads here. It's quite a minimal game now. Except this Redeemer. This Redeemer has to go down. It's his only hopes of standing a chance against Som the Bullist is taking out this Redeemer. But does he have EMP cores? No, he does not. No EMP cores to speak of. So he will be without EMP against this Flame Redeemer. He's not going to stand a chance with these typical bikes, as it's just going to get raged, and oh no, that's going to be total mutual destruction with those things. And even bike support for this Redeemer, so Som the Bullist not going to let this one go to Dynamo. Dynamo is going to lose all of his tech here, and without tech he is not going to stand much of a chance. He hasn't even got the EMP cores. Does he have the, what do you call this thing? EMP control center? No, he doesn't. He could send an engineer in there and capture that. Wouldn't be a bad idea actually. The cooldown is rather large, and he needs EMP right at the very second, so maybe isn't a good idea. But still, if you think about the late game, then the real late game, then he is probably a wise idea. The time is running out for Dynamo. He has to do something about this. Redeemer is coming straight for his base. Som the Bullist knows exactly where it is. There's no secrets there. Going infantry, probably not the best idea, but I don't blame his decision at all going for infantry. He needs as much damage as possible. Going for triple racks, rocket spam with the bikes. And even a lone Black Hand squad in here, he could garrison in there. Rage generator goes off. And oh, these hallucinogenic grenades are forcing his own rockets to turn against each other. And the Redeemer coming straight into the base. It's flaming down all those infantry failing to accomplish very much at all. And the Conyard is under attack. If he loses that Conyard, he will not have any build queue nor a war. Neither does he have a war factory, so he can't really recover if he loses that MCV. Some of the bullets, you have to move your Redeemer in there immediately because the flame is out of range. Typical bikes are shooting it. Rocket Spam is shooting at it. Will he get the Redeemer? Will the Redeemer take him out before it's too late? He could easily have gone for the construction yard, but I think it's too late for him. Will he? Elite Redeemer, so the Redeemer really paying for itself off here. And there just isn't enough to stop this Redeemer. This Redeemer still has health, and remember, it's got a couple veterancy on it as well. Where do these bikes come from? Dynamo, where'd you get these bikes from? And the Redeemer's getting extremely low on health. Last rage generator goes off, and it will go down. Yes, it goes down. But the problem now is all of his rocket squads are shooting each other. Oh no. And those Halusha generic grenades still going. They go on for quite some time. I believe it's 6 to 10 seconds. It is 6 seconds for the Black Hand to Halusha generic grenades, but not sure with the V-Nod ones. Wow, that's all I can say. Being able to take out that Redeemer there looked highly unlikely at first, but he was able to pull it off. The tip build here is regrown. This is not good for Dynamo. Dynamo better not to get too cocky here and thinking he's won, as that tip build could put some of the bullets back into this game relatively quickly, especially as he has the tech still to go for another Redeemer. There's the tech lab there, and he should go for one immediately, I reckon. The Halusha generic grenades going off, but these Black Hand members aren't going to start killing each other, are they? Yeah, look at that. Look how funny that is. The Black Hand squad just annihilated themselves. And typical bikes. It's a good thing he purchased that upgrade, really, as he wouldn't have been able to remotely stand a chance to get the Redeemer. MCV moving, strange, as he has a lot of Tiberium left, but maybe he feels that he has to make another expansion. I don't blame him, but Som the Bullist has got a refinery up and is working on another Redeemer, and he is just moving his base closer to the Redeemer, which isn't at all good. So working on a refinery, do you think he's aware of the fact that he has another Redeemer or not? There is a couple of bikes coming in here. How many harvesters does some of the Bullist have? They must have gotten most of them cleaned up. Just 2 harvesters, really. So yeah, some of the Bullist doesn't have much of an eco. And these tier core bikes, they might be able to score another harvester kill there. If he gets that, then he just has to worry about the Redeemer. The thing is, Dynamo has a pretty good economy. He's got a lot of harvesters. The tib is far from dry on this map. So the priority of both players is to set up an economy and try and mass as much as possible. Som the Bull has got this Redeemer here. He's probably under the assumption that Dynamo has only got this base here, but Dynamo has fought ahead and gone for another expansion. Still pumping out those rocket squads. It's really it's not a bad idea, but against the Flame Redeemer it's not at all cost effective. Maybe if he included some EMP buggies. I mean, he desperately needs that upgrade, because with the EMP buggies the Redeemer would be no problem at all. Lots of rocket squads here, but the face gets casted on the Redeemer, and oh no, that's not good at all, as this Redeemer can probably march its way into Dynamo's base and take out the majority of stuff there. Rocket squads here for Dynamo taking a shot at that refinery. Some of the Bullets desperately needs to recover and build more harvesters. Where's the Redeemer? The Redeemer is coming in here. It looks like it used the Rage Generator, as everything is just shooting at each other. And even a Black Hand squad up there. Going to make short work of those rockets. Where are the Tip-Core bikes? The Tip-Core bikes could be coming in to engage this Redeemer, as the Rage Generator has been used. He needs to save his economy here. Did he transfer all of his harvesters? All but one is there, and it will get destroyed by the Redeemer. Harvesters, they do decloak with Vanilla Nod if they're docked in the refinery. These rocket squads causing so much damage, but the Tip-Core bikes instead are going to march into some of the Bullet's base, so he's thinking on destroying Somna's economy, which isn't a bad idea. Somna Bullets doesn't have anything here. He's pumping out rocket squads. He has a small gap of opportunity to destroy these harvesters. What's he going to do about the Redeemer, though? The Redeemer is still on extremely high health. And whoa, whoa. He went for a Redeemer engineering facility. That is really, really bizarre. I didn't think he would have the economy to do that. Probably better if he went for like Tib Core bikes and Raider Buggy spam, but just get the upgrade. Still, this isn't a bad counter either to the Redeemer, but still. Once this Redeemer gets into your base, it's hard to get a line of sight on it because it's always going in and out of your structures, making itself an absolute pain in the backside. One Raider Buggy here is going to get destroyed, but I don't think that, what you call him, actually he might have done. He's only got 2 harvesters, so Somna Bullets just down to 2 harvesters now. He needs to get this Redeemer in there, but I think it's way too late for him. The Redeemer is out for Dynamo. Dynamo, excellent job in recovery there. This MCV though is under attack. Dynamo quickly redeploying that MCV. Rage generator goes off, but these bikes have already found their target and they will take on this Redeemer. Not good at all. Some of the Bullets has to stand and fight. There's no way that he can hope to escape with Tibcore bikes on his ass because they are just way too fast. And he realizes that now, and probably a bit too late for him. He doesn't have many harvesters, and these rockets in the bug are causing so much problems for Some of the Bullets. And I think this is just going to be all over for Some of the Bullets, but no, wait. It is cloaked. And he does have a saboteur inside of it, so he can get some repairs if he so desires. Black Hand Squad coming out for Some of the Bullets. Some of the Bullets really needs harvesters. He needs harvesters, and he needs them now. He needs Tibcore bikes to support his Redeemer. His Redeemer isn't much of a heavy hitter as it is a support unit. It's just a support unit, in my honest opinion. And it's mainly used for this ability here, which is quite useful in most scenarios. Can even stop hexapods from being phased and teleported, which has always been a pain for me. Losing Redeemer hexapod after hexapod to that ability. And oh, another dual beam avatar, that's cool. Seldomly used support, not support power, ability of the avatar, just commandeer beam cannons. But you can actually commandeer enemy beam cannons and flame tanks as well, which is really funny. Seeing that, it's just so. I mean, you're hitting 2 birds with 1 stone without a doubt. Destroying the enemy forces plus upgrading your own with their hardware. Some of the Bullets, he's got a lot of Tiberium, but not many harvesters. Got a couple bikes, he could build more of those. He desperately needs to, but oh no, this isn't good. Dynamo has been allowed to harvest, but there's just 1 bike on his tail. He has to destroy that bike. Where is the Redeemers? The Redeemers. This one here, orange. Orange it blends in quite well with this map. It's hard to see them on the minimap. Green, not so bad. Red is preferred color. Bike Rush would tell you that anyways, because he plays red mainly to see stuff on the minimap, because apparently it's easier to see red on the minimap in Kane's Wrath. But the MCV is on the move. Dynamo, excellent job in expanding in this game. He's done a magnificent job in that regard. This avatar here is just going to destroy those bikes so quickly. Where is the Redeemer? The Redeemer probably chasing down Some of the Bullets Redeemer. Oh no. Where is Some of the Bullets Redeemer? Did it get destroyed? I'm going to assume it got destroyed, as I can't see it anywhere on the minimap. And this dual beam avatar along with the Redeemer is going to be it for Some of the Bullets. Such a crazy game. One of the best I've seen in a little while. Very different. I like these games. I mean, it's not constant action. I mean, the start it was quite quiet, but it turned out to be a rather interesting game with many tactics being used. And I like the dual beam avatars. That's just so cool. And that avatar is going to take out that MCV, especially as the Redeemer. Oh no, impede. So, Some of the Bullets stalling his defeat here. He knows it's over. Well, I hope he does. as I don't want to sit here forever. More. Oh, wait. Hold that thought. There is the Redeemer, and it is veteran, so... And it looks like those are the remaining structures of Dynamo. This could turn into a rather interesting game still. It looks like the Redeemer is still out for Som the Bullist. And he's coming straight for this construction yard. This isn't good. There's just too many structures here. This is going to turn into a base race. Such a crazy and close game this is. Will this Redeemer be able to score a kill on these remaining structures? Or will Dynamo be able to destroy these structures? But there is EMP buggies out for Som the Bullist. Just 2 structures remaining. Power plant goes up there. Has he saw the power plant? I really hope he does. He's placing as many structures as he can. He needs to drop that structure immediately. Where does he drop it? He drops it up there. So the Redeemer is going to have to come back up there immediately to destroy those power plants. There's just 2 power plants and a war factory remaining. Will he be able to do it? This is going to be close. There's just 2 Redeemers on a rampage here. Som the Bullist Redeemer going for the power plant. Just 1 power plant and the war factory remaining. This avatar, and it's not cloaked. And this Redeemer will be able to destroy this. Could be so close. Just 1 building remaining. He has to use the laser. Oh no, that was so close. That was so close. That could have went either way in the end there. I really was not expecting that. So yeah, a crazy close end that game. I'm surprised that no one has voted this thus far. Wow, what a crazy end that was. Yeah, definitely wubbing that game. Wow, cool. So Antidote in the start, I mean, he secured that bottom really well, but Dynamo, he expanded really quickly, and of course that catalyst missile was just totally OP. God knows how many harvesters he destroyed there, but it was just too much for me to count. There's just so many things to go over in this game, really. Dynamo, he spent the majority of the game making attack bikes. He done a good job in training the right units at the right time, and also expanding. I've got to give him credit to that. He does definitely know when to expand and when his opponent's ahead and when he's behind and what he has to do. He reacted in the perfect way. Going for that expansion in the end was actually a really good idea of his. And of course the Redeemer, none can argue, was a good idea, because without that he wouldn't have won that base race in the end. So yeah, fantastic game. As you can see, the economy both even until the end. Dynamo did push ahead there. So yeah, a crazy close game. Got me on the edge, literally. Kill to death ratio 2.06 for Antidote, but that's to be expected, as the favorite unit by Dynamo is actually the Militant Rocket Squad. So he went mainly for infantry, and infantry against Nod is questionable, as their shredder turrets, their cloaking field and all that nonsense can cause catastrophic damage to the infantry forces. But he thought it was a good idea to go with them, and it did indeed pay off in the end. So yeah, really well played, guys. I very much enjoyed that game. If you thought this video was remotely entertaining, then don't forget to like it. And this is Master Leaf, and I'll see you